Hi Stampers! Today we'll be making a card using 4 sets of stamps from Stampin' Up. The first one we'll be using is All A-Flutter, A Word For You, tiny tags and the matching punch to go with that one, and En Franchise or script background. We'll also be using the designer label punch from Stampin' Up and 2 colours of cardstock. Our base will be River Rock, and that measures 14.9 by 21 centimetres, scored down the middle and then folded in half. We'll also be using a soft suede, which will be cut at 10.4 by 6 centimetres, and another River Rock cut at 6 by 14.5 centimetres. To start off with, we'll take our card base and our script background stamp, and we'll give that an inking up with soft suede, our soft suede ink pad. We will then take our card base and place that on top of our script background. Place a scratch piece of paper over the top and just give that a rub. And there we go. We will then, on a scratch piece of paper again, we will then take a sponge and using the River Rock, the soft suede, we will just circle around the edges and there we go. We're then going to take our soft suede piece of cardstock and we're just going to, about half a centimetre in, just rip that down the long side. Like so. I might just rip a little bit more off. And then we're going to take our glue roller and just run one, oh, I'm all over the place, and just one line down the center, like that. You'll then take a piece of linen thread or hemp twine, and then you're just going to place it on this edge, and we're just going to wrap that around 3 times. We're then going to snip that off close to the bottom edge. We're now going to adhere this piece of soft suede down to the card base. And you'll end up with this. We're now going to put this piece aside and using our smaller piece of River Rock and our All A-Flutter stamp, we'll bring out our markers. The markers I've chosen to use for this stamp are Poppy Parade, Soft Suede and Baja Breeze. To start off with, we'll use our Baja Breeze and we're just going to colour in the wings of the butterfly. Then we'll take our soft suede and we're just going to fill in the edges. Now we'll just give it a breathe and we'll just stamp that down onto our piece of cardstock. There we go. You will now do another 2 of the blue butterflies. You will now, let's give that a bit of a wipe. You will now use your Poppy Parade and do the same thing again. There we go. Now with a pair of scissors, we'll cut around all of our butterflies. And there we go. You'll now put these 4 butterflies aside, and taking the leftover piece of River Rock, you will take your 2 tiny tag stamps. I'm using the Love and I'm using a little Flourish here, and using your soft suede, you'll just stamp those onto that. There we go. We're now going to cut those out with our tiny tag punch. There we go. And using a sponge, we're just going to give those a quick little go around the edges. Now we're going to use our 1 16th punch and just punch a circle in the center of the tag. Like so. We're now going to put those aside with our butterfly pieces, and using the designer label punch, we're going to take a scrap of soft suede and just punch just above the halfway point in the middle of the 2 waves on either side, like so. Now before we punch out our designer punch on our River Rock, we're just going to stamp down our congratulations from A Word For You, but we're going to just cover the word we want in a Stampin' Write marker. There we go. We'll then take our designer label punch, and we're going to cut that out so that our word is in these top between the waves, and just the curvy edge at the top we want our words to line up in. There we go. We're now just going to grab our card base, and I'm just going to sit that there. Turn that over, and just using a grey lead, I'm just going to mark the back of my label like so, and that is where I'll cut the bottom off. There we go. Now I'm just going to use my sponge and my soft suede and just ink around that label. Now using our tape, we're just going to adhere, if I can hold it, our soft suede to our River Rock. Now we're just putting it a few millimeters above the River Rock, so you'll only see just a tiny bit of the suede. We will now adhere this to the bottom right hand of our card. Here we go. There we go. We're now going to ink around in soft suede around all our butterfly pieces. There we go. And using the leftover piece of twine or linen thread, we're just going to pierce our thread through the hole in the top of our tiny tag. And we're now going to just tie that to our thread on the card. Using a glue dot. And I might just put another one under the love sign just to make sure it stays where I want it. And there we go. Now using dimensionals, we will just put down our butterflies. I'm not pressing down hard on these just yet because I may wish to move them. But I'm pretty happy with where they are. So I'm just going to press those down. And to finish off my card, I'm just going to take a sponge and just give it a quick inking around the edge where the soft suede is. Just to darken up the edges. And that is the card for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.